As many people know, commentaries are not that simple to make.
Ugh! I didn't know the Blackbuster critic and the soccer betting guy mastered Patara fusion. There, people, that's the only Dragon Ball Z reference I'm ever going to make in my commentaries. Don't expect any more than that.
You need to know how to commentate, which requires making a good amount of points on why the video is bad, having a sense of comedic timing.
Yeah, go ahead and remember him saying that. It might become important later.
Go on that sometimes. There are multiple skills that you need to be a good commentator.
Whoa, did he just get possessed by Kermit just now? Still more intelligible than NC-17, mind.
But unfortunately, there are some people who don't seem to get that. We've already had Shadowblaze X8.
You know, the guy who hasn't been relevant ever since his account disappeared over a year ago.
And Joshua.
You know, the guy whose worst transgressions happened
2 years ago.
and is actually genuinely trying to improve himself as a person if his Skype calls with Realm Wars are any indication.
I don't remember what the numbers were.
8428, there you go. Enter that code into your nearest ATM and a Technicolor anthropomorphic hedgehog will lecture you on loan payments.
For all eternity.
And we have a third person that I know of by the name of Lyric Shooter, who used to go by the name of Mr. Commentator. Yes, that was his actual username.
Actually, it wasn't. It was Mr. Commentary, not Mr. Commentator. I'm also certain it wasn't a slip of the tongue. You made the exact same mistake in your video description.
But anyway, this guy has many of the problems that other bad commentators had. No sense of comedic timing. He doesn't make any actual points. And on top of that, there's plenty of times where you can't even understand him. I don't know if it's because of a disability or not, but it really ruins the video. But aside from just being a bad commentator, he's also a Smosh fanboy.
Wait. We're going through this shit again? Didn't Darkmaster Rises correct me on a point I made in my previous commentary that Lyric Shooter stopped the whole business with White Knighting Smosh? The difference there, though, is that was at least in response to a brief joke that I made. That's at least better than an entire 8.5-minute commentary based around that fact.
This is pretty evident when he attacked the little kid for not liking Smosh because they censor the private parts. And he pretty much said, "Why do you hate Smosh?" He even said, "Geez, why so many Smosh haters?" And well, now I find out he actually made a video to all the Smosh haters.
And that video is how old exactly? 9 months? Are you serious about this? Well, okay then. I look forward to your next commentary on this new guy by the name of, Suteyup?
I know the video was made back in October 2012, but I really think it's worth bringing up, mainly because he still doesn't seem to get the point, so...
And the winner for worst excuse for resurrecting an outdated topic goes to MacboyReducx! Sorry, rants are cool, better luck next year.
Let's get started. Wow. This title card, I have to admit, it doesn't look very good.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna run.
What the hell? Why is he randomly singing All Star?
Because he's enjoying the music, and the idea is that he's minding his own business until he notices the viewer, as a segue into the start of the rant. It may not have worked all that well, but that's what he was trying to do.
Oh, hey YouTube.
Also, I want to point this out. You really should have gotten a better mic. I can barely hear you. Let's see if I can fix this.
I am about to do a rant on Smosh. Haters.
Smosh haters. You don't look cool doing that. And this is what I mean about him being a Smosh fanboy.
So you're going to jump to the conclusion that he's a Smosh fanboy, which by the way is incredibly outdated, all because of the enthusiastic slur that he does there? Well, you don't exactly look cool doing that either. And also, this isn't exactly a short video, so I'll be skipping ahead a bit. Star-shalots!
All the Smosh haters on YouTube, if you don't like Smosh, then don't watch their videos.
I hate the people like this. Look, when you put something on the internet, anyone's free to criticize it. It's not reserved for only positive comments.
Could you perhaps consider that Lyric Shooter also intended to include the kind of people who aren't giving constructive criticism about Smosh and instead just resort to saying that they suck? I know that these people might not be worth anyone's time and all that, but with these kind of people in mind, you aren't really proving Lyric Shooter wrong here.
Just do videos like they do, or
Just do
don't post
videos
rants
like
about
they do.
them.
Are you
'Cause
serious?
the more you do rants about them, the more you hate, you get. BetterBits and Smosh did videos, and he always gets hate, and he has butthurt. Without showing the rating, I'm guessing he only worries about the views as well.
The more you hate Smosh, the more you hate E gets. But what are you saying? I barely understood what's just said. I'm sure he just cares about the views as well. What are you saying? Somebody please tell me. Well, after listening to the clip a few times, pretty much he's saying that he's talking about better than Smosh vids, how he gets a ton of hate. Not really realizing that the guy is a troll. Pretty much he's saying, if you keep hating on Smosh, then you'll just get a bunch of hate.
So, not only did you repeat yourself, but you explained what he was saying after a long diatribe of how you couldn't understand what he was saying. Why would you do this? Was that just so you could attempt comedy with this particular Oscar-winning performance?
The more you hate Smosh, the more you hate E gets. But what are you saying? I barely understood what's just said. I'm sure he just cares about the views as well. What are you saying? Somebody please tell me.
Say, padding the video length out just for the sake of making an unfunny joke. What does that remind me of? As to your claim of nothing happening, I know full well that you're simply exaggerating. Hell, you even admit it.
Well, okay, that's a slight exaggeration. That's a slight exaggeration. Slight exaggeration. Slight exaggeration. Nothing! Slight exaggeration.
Slight exaggeration.
So, the whole point of you exaggerating was to make a joke through that one media clip? And you have the nerve to say that Lyric Shooter has no sense of comedic timing? Pshaw!
What you need to do here, Smosh haters, I'm getting really sick and tired of you hate on Smosh, and you complain on how they make their videos. They already reached up to 5 million subscribers and 1,000 million video views.
None of us care about the numbers. Numbers do not automatically mean quality. If we think a video sucks, then we will point it out. Again, this is the internet.
And if the fans have a problem with certain individuals providing no legitimate points against Smosh, they will call them out. Even if some of them are trolls, this is the internet. Do you see how easy it is to turn your arguments around?
Also, BetterBits and Smosh is not a hypocrite. Do you Smosh haters? Go hate on somebody your own size.
Hate on someone our own size? Oh my god. Are you seriously comparing this to bullying?
Come on, no reference to the obvious dick joke that you could have gleaned from that line? Good lord, you're a mediocre commentator even by your own standards.
Most of these haters are giving criticism. There's a difference, you know.
And yet some of them aren't. Funny how that works, isn't it?
Or something, go get laid, or something, like the picture I am showing you. Yeah, go ahead and wake up to my videos. Nah, you're cute. Ha 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 ha.
What the hell was that?
I would insert the Babes in Toyland clip here, but I'm saving my one-time nostalgia critic clip for another time. Trust me, it'll be worth it.
You just made yourself look like an even bigger idiot than you already are.
Wait. I know something fun I can do.
What are you saying? I barely understood what's just said. I'm sure he just cares about the views as well. What are you saying? Somebody please tell me.
What the hell was that? You just made yourself look like an even bigger idiot than you already are.
His own words, people, not mine.
So now I am going to enjoy my music. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to Coder XP 550 Beats. He does videos of riding his motorcycle, riding wheelies.
And here I have to ask, how is this even related to Smosh haters? How does requesting people to subscribe to a guy who does wheelies on his motorcycle have any relevance to Smosh haters?
Well, I don't know, maybe he just wanted to insert a plug to his regular viewers for this other channel. He was about to conclude the video, after all. It makes sense to insert it there.
And there's really nothing else to talk about in this video. The rest of it is just a montage of Quarter XP 550 Beast. That's it. Actually, I can say one more thing. How about making the music not so loud compared to your own video? I actually had to turn the volume down because of how loud it was.
Wait a minute. You actually had to turn the volume down? You're making it sound like turning the volume down is a strenuous task or something. Come on, I'll never meet my target. Why has no one made this into an Olympic sport yet?
Lyric Shooter, look at all the criticism that you get and just listen to it, because you don't know what a commentary is.
Yes, he does. His Mr. Commentary channel involved videos where he played a video and applied interjections from his own point of view. That is a commentary in that sense. I mean, it may not have been a good commentary, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know what it is.
And your rant videos aren't any better. All you did was make yourself look like a complete fanboy.
And all you did in this video was make yourself look like another subpar commentator who is so desperate for material to the point of needing to dredge up old outdated topics from almost a year ago, regardless of whether or not anything's changed in that time.
Which pretty much is pretty much what you are. And on a side note, I'm also wondering if you're also the same guy with the username VHL. Because the voice sounds similar, but I heard that's a troll, and this guy actually seems to be serious. I really don't know. All I know is that the videos are bad.
And that's pretty fitting, considering that you didn't know that, as I've said already, Lyric Shooter stopped the whole white knighting thing.
Ages ago.
So, there's not much I could say on this guy, except, though I do plan on talking about some of his other videos. Well, at least his PS1 video.
Yeah, and if this video was anything to go by, that later video you're promising here will be perfect for commentators. Hey, Realm Wars, Hobbs, Mr. Sir Raven, TOG, feel like having some fresh meat tonight? Wow, that did not come out right.
Anyway, this is MacBoy796 signing out. A Salieri, a guy who does a series called Reviewing a Reviewer, pretty much telling why a reviewer is bad. It's kind of like DLA's I Can't Believe It's Not AVGN series. He points out why the reviewer is bad, their stupid jokes, and how they get their information wrong. At least that's what he used to do.
Oh, I can already see where this one is going. As cliched as that line is, Salieri is a douche because he makes fun of people, even though he's always done that since he first started making his RAR series. What an asshole! It's a story we've all heard before.
Now he just attacks them for stupid reasons, such as silly gimmicks or anything else, like how they look. He rarely ever talks about the real video, and when he does, he doesn't even go in depth anymore.
You know, you are totally right. He hasn't made any videos as of late where he goes into depth regarding the video or the video maker themselves. He totally does not explain why that particular video maker isn't very good in his opinion. That is, if you don't count his video on AVGN's Toxic Avenger review, his video on Nostalgia Critic, his video on Sour Apples, etc., etc., etc. Remember, young Padawan, only a Sith deals in absolutes. Now, for the sake of everyone, I will skip the next minute and 12 seconds and get to the main part of the video, which is a commentary on Salieri's response to the top 15 smegged up YouTubers list, which I should remind you all is now over a year old, having been made in June of last year.
The video begins with him talking about how he was enjoying a football game, and after that he proceeds to talk about, surprise, surprise, Bat Dan. Really, it seems you only don't like Bat Dan. It's just the simple fact that he's still talking about Irate Gamer. Why does this bother you? I mean, yes, the Irate Gamer really isn't relevant anymore, but people still talk about him because he still screws up and won't acknowledge his mistakes. And it really doesn't help that he even admits that he's Ladybug in 7-7 to his fans. And other crap. I mean, you saw the Cryo Productions situation back in 2011. When you're pulling in a bunch of crap like that, it's kind of hard not to keep talking about the guy.
If you honestly believe that he only has issues with Batdan because he focuses on irate gamers still, you're an idiot. Because in the video you were commentating on, Asa says this.
A hospital? Guess what happened? Batdan, the infamous jerk whose life revolves around two things, irate gamers' entire existence, and shoveling dirt on my name in any underhanded way he possibly can, decided to, surprise, surprise, shovel dirt on my name in any underhanded way he possibly could. You'd think that last year's public apology for lying about, the death threats thing would have calmed his vitriol a little.
Way to go missing a very large item that hurts your argument while also bringing up things from 2011 that have been irrelevant since 2011. After all, Irate Gamer has gotten past the whole Cry Wolf production situation and hasn't acted like that in a while now. You know the saddest part about your generalizing Asa's reasoning behind not liking Batdan is? That clip was in the video that you made, and yet you still missed it when you were editing it and going back and making sure your video was okay.
And the next part doesn't really help much. He pretty much bashes Batman even more. Pretty much say he's a liar and the scum of the earth, just because of his blog and a simple mistake like that. And Asa also admits that he hasn't involved the families of the people who he's insulted. True, but you have made death threats and have even pretty much gone to a neighborhood to see if anyone knew any dirt on Spoonie. So really, you're not much better.
I love how you say Batdan involving his family and falsely accusing Asa of sending death threats to multiple users is a simple mistake. Though I would love to see your evidence to prove that Asa actually sent death threats and was in essence stalking Spoonie. Listen, I'm not here to white knight Asa, but I just hate it when people make accusations such as this without providing actual evidence to back up their points.
You know, the guy who originally supplied Batdan with one of the many falsehoods about my person that are currently roaming the web, namely Hardcore Kid, who claimed that I'd sent him death threats in an attempt to curry favor and sympathy with the internet at large, he decided to make money by attempting to take me down again.
Considering your track record, I wouldn't be surprised if you really did send him a death threat.
Once again, I would love the evidence for this to come out into the open from you. This comment alone proves that you are biased and willing to believe anything bad about Asa at this point, regardless of true evidence being there to prove anything.
And once he starts showing the commentators, he proceeds to make fun of their appearance.
Who do we have?
Greetings, I am the cartoon hero, because with great nostalgia comes great responsibility.
What the... I'm hard-pressed to find a more ridiculous way to appear on camera. I've appeared shirtless on camera and wearing a friggin' ladder, and I've managed to look more dignified than you. A towel as a cape? Captain Underpants is gonna riff on me? Really?
I suppose I should counter with something as equally ridiculous. I am Fat Loser Man with my shield of justice and my dice bag of killing. I'm gonna throw my D20 at the losers online. Yeah, Fat Loser Man, shield of justice.
Does the cape really detract from the video's quality? If he's making good points, it shouldn't matter. This is what I'm talking about. And why are you even complaining about silly gimmicks when you used to have a talking Odyssey?
To an extent, his wearing a bedsheet as a cape really does take away from his credibility in every video he ever makes. And you have to admit, it does look really fucking stupid.
I'm here, I'm weird, and for those who may despise me, you better get used to it.
You're here, you're queer, and we'd better get used to making fun of you? Well,
I can't tell if he was being serious or it was another joke. If it was a joke, then wow, that wasn't funny.
Yes, that was a joke, since A-Log was in essence using an old tagline from the homosexual community, a la, we're here, we're queer, and we're not going anywhere.
Why he wouldn't before. I mean, he has George Wood jowls and a horrible-looking toupee that looks like he carved it out of one of his house pets. And he's wearing tacky shades. Bravo! I mean, if I thought Irate Gamer gave me material for years, your stupid-looking rug alone gives me a lifetime of jokes. Oh, and speaking of tacky shades, this, apparently, is a hardcore kid. As you can see, everything in this image screams, poser! This kid is 19 years old. None of what's on his wall is from his time. Well, maybe this thing, I don't know, I can't make out what it is. But Akira, 1988. Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Yeah, I get the feeling he just wants to belong so bad, but he's just such an insufferable fake twat that a lot of people tire of him in seconds.
There's nothing wrong with liking stuff that came out before your time. I mean, I like the Stranglers, and they came out in the 70s. Really, is that such a bad thing? And also, has it ever occurred that Hardcore Kid is just a character? Of course, you'd probably just make fun of the character himself, considering of all the comments that you made about the appearance, especially about DLA and Cartoon Hero.
And what exactly is wrong with him making fun of their characters? What exactly is wrong with taking pot shots at them for their appearance, or the way they hold themselves in their videos and in public? I find it funny that you are getting onto Asa for making fun of them, when in the video in question, Hardcore Kid and his buddies made fun of tons of people for being either gay or just their overall appearance. As for the posters, you should understand, seeing as you are someone who hates Irate Gamer. Asa points them out because Hardcore Kid is trying so fucking hard to prove that he is hardcore that it is a little sad. It is much like what people bashed Irate Gamer for when he hung up all the Nintendo posters in his room to make him seem legit.
What's worse is that he's still not done. He continues the camera and how he doesn't resort to silly gimmicks. He just appears on as himself. Well, so has Waymu, but you made fun of his age. Really, what does it take to please you? Why does the gimmick matter? Just watch the video and listen to what they have to say. That's the most important thing. And it seems you've forgotten about that.
Even though the gimmick can take away from the video and what you're trying to say. Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
The whole of the commentary community, I've at least attempted to evolve. Also, I've not made 1 penny on my videos, nor do I expect to be famous or a millionaire from what I do. Apparently this translates to, well, he must certainly be jealous of everyone who does. No, other people's success has no bearing on my own. I merely talk about a plethora of topics on my channel for my viewers. That's it. Why, oh, why is this such a crime to you zealots?
The reason why sane people don't like you is because how, when you do reviewing a reviewer, you just insult them as people rather than the actual video. And really, you just have a large ego. There's really no point in denying it, especially when you went insane on a blog criticizing you.
So in other words, you would like Asa Moar if he was exactly the same as DLA. Just constantly making statements like, ugh, that joke was stupid, or wow, your special effects suck. Even though you are here defending DLA when he makes fun of the person in the video, as much as the video itself and every video he makes in his series. Well, it is really funny that I can once again prove that Asa makes fun of the videos and the premise of the videos. Watch his RAR and Sour Apples. Yeah, he makes fun of Sour Apple, but he also makes fun of the video premise, the reviewing style, and the theme song. What does it take to make you happy? Oh, and how dare he stand up for himself on a blog that was posting lambasting statements about him while raising a few valid points on the side, and some not so valid points. What's so wrong with him defending himself on occasion? And I will admit that sometimes Asa does go a little overboard with that, but not always.
Then he goes on about good criticism and bad criticism. Pretty much saying good criticism is pretty much doing it in a tame way, not insulting someone.
Learn, L-Team. This is how to do it the right way. Now let's take a look at you guys.
Look for Mr. Goodbar. Get your mojo working now. I'll show you how. You can dare to be stupid.
Number 7 is a tie between two internet reviewers, A. Salieri and Jay Friedan.
You know, I would love to hear what Jay Friedan has to say about this, considering A, you are using his image to make ad revenue without his express permission to do so, something I know he takes issue with, and I'm sure you do too. And B, you openly call him a douchebag at minute 9:22.
As for Jay Friedan, yeah, he's a douchebag.
Yeah, you tell me to stay classy?
Keep it classy, Asa.
Yeah, you guys combined have about as much class as a guy taking a dump on Old Glory. You guys have no position on which to stand on. You openly insult people without provocation and for no joking purpose.
Asa, you seem to have missed a tiny key word in that statement. Estimated. As in, not the final figure. You moron.
And you make blanket statements based purely on conjecture.
How dare they not be tame with Jay Friedan and pretty much just point out what he's done wrong and bring up good points? Really? Calm down, Asa. And you know what's funny? This is the exact same way you reacted on the blog that criticized you. I'm serious. When Laser Squad, the author of the fake Batman Sucks blog, made the article on A. Salieri, he made multiple comments pretty much trying to play victim and claiming that Laser Squad had no evidence and all this other crap. Really, all you did was prove all of Laser Squad's points on that post.
The thing is, he didn't attack them for making fun of Jay Friedan. He was saying that Kerry Martell, Jay Friedan, wouldn't appreciate it since they broke most every one of his commandments of how to talk about Kerry Martell. Though yes, it is quite ignorant to make fun of and still talk about things Jay Friedan did 2 years ago when he and everyone else involved, including myself, have moved on. And once again, provide evidence that he tried to play the victim, and what is wrong with him attempting to defend himself when he's called out?
Asa, I don't want to dislike you.
Oh, is that why you called me a moron?
This might be a nitpick, but he calls you a moron later in the video.
Pretty dishonest there, buddy. Now, notice how this guy reads from his screen. Look at his eyes, look how they move. He doesn't have the key abilities you need to make videos where you appear on screen. That is, either the ability to say things on the fly, or the ability to memorize a script. This guy is so friggin' lazy, he just types it all out and reads it all back to you. How is this entertaining?
This is strange, because it seems like Asa is criticizing the video right now, while also criticizing the person, which IwateCommentary said he never does anymore. I'm not sure what's going on now.
You should at least have the respect for your audience to at least attempt to give a crap about your presentation.
Doesn't writing a script kind of imply that you do give a crap about your presentation? And really, it's not that noticeable, at least not for me, that he's reading off of this. And really, is it really that bad that he has to read a script? Not everyone can memorize their scripts or make stuff up on the fly.
Yeah, it might show when the effort was put in, and yes, it is very noticeable when he is reading from the script. Though let me say this, there are other videos where the cartoon hero is reciting from a script he memorized, which shows that in this video in particular, he didn't put very much effort to ensure decent quality. It's not that hard to memorize parts of a script, or even the entirety of a script, and if you mess up, then you edit those parts. You idiot!
So to summarize, this guy thinks that I am arrogant and that I somehow have a vendetta against that guy with the glasses.com and AVGN. I don't.
Yeah, I have to call bullshit on that. You made slanderous comments on them on your old channel, even made videos pretty much making fun of them, and Apparently you even left hateful comments on the forums. And about the AVGN, yes, you also have a vendetta with them, especially considering the fact that you're still harping on the Kickstarter.
Yes, bring up things he did on his old channel to prove that he is fixated on that guy with the glasses. Bring up accusations that he went vitriolic on their website without providing evidence, yet again, which makes you look like a retard. And when was the last time Asa talked about the AVGN Kickstarter? Oh, let me think about that. A year ago!
In fact, as you saw earlier, I haven't made a video on thatguywiththeglasses.com in over a year. A year, folks!
The entirety of the A Salieri 2 channel has in total one video on Linkara, and it wasn't even made by me! That disproves the notion that I somehow have something against them. Hell, I was so sick of the accusations made against me by their fanboys that I made a New Year's resolution to stay the hell away from that website. I broke it when someone linked me to that vitriolic comment made on the site by BatDan, but I haven't made videos about them in over a year, and I intend to keep it that way, because I know their fans are insanely defensive and unreasonable.
And you ended up breaking that promise, considering the fact that you've made at least 2 videos on that guy with glasses. The one on Linkara's ad block video, and one on the Nostalgia Critic. And as for the fact that you claim you don't have a vendetta based on the fact that you haven't made a video, it's not limited to just videos, you know. Other comments, as well as your overall attitude, says a lot. And your attitude towards the site shows that you still have this ridiculous hatred of them.
Yeah, he did break that promise, and that is something that he will have to deal with, though I would argue that the Linkara video was not a video about that guy with the glasses, since it was only on Linkara and it dealt with his blip videos and not that guy with the glasses. Still, you made a halfway fair point, even if you did finish it with, "But Asa, you still say that you don't like that guy with the glasses even to this day." Wah! He doesn't have to start liking them to prove that he's moved on. And hell, I think he is allowed to answer when someone asks his opinion about that guy with the glasses, right? I will not skip parts where he agrees with Asa, once again says Asa is still bitching about the Kickstarter, and he has one legitimate point where Asa said, without evidence, that the cartoon hero is attacking anyone who didn't like Kickassia. So he does raise one valid point in this section.
Oh, and speaking of fanboys...
We weren't speaking of fanboys just now, but okay, interrupt away, poser kid.
An impartial way possible. His fanboys are batshit insane.
Whoa, dude, if you're gonna make a point, stop the darn thing so we can read clear examples that support your claim.
Can't you just hit the pause button?
Though it is the burden of the person making the claim to make sure that the evidence is clear and easy to recognize. I should not have to pause a video to read comments when someone is trying to use said comments to prove their point.
Automatically prove your point. Again, you guys are lazy as hell and you don't put any effort into your arguments or your videos for that matter. This is why I have zero respect for you.
Really? Just because their production values aren't as good as yours? Really?
No, that is not what he said. Just listen very carefully, and yes, I know that this will be hard for you, since this isn't the first time that you've misquoted him in your video.
Prove your point. Again, you guys are lazy as hell and you don't put any effort into your arguments or your videos for that matter. This is why I have zero respect for you.
He didn't talk about production levels, but the effort they put into providing and are researching their points.
If this is the kind of people you're influencing, that doesn't make you a good reviewer. It makes you an asshole.
So my viewers are what makes me an asshole? Well then by that logic, that guy with the glasses, AVGN, and indeed anybody with any amount of fans is also an asshole.
That might be what he was implying, if that line wasn't taken out of context.
What's worse is that just like That's So Jack and Alex Owns Your Face, he treats them like his own personal drones. I am sorry, but when I see a bunch of bullshit on innocent users' videos, like a bunch of thumbs down, false flaggings, and people basically white knighting Asa like he's Joseph Stalin, it makes me feel fucking sick. If this is the kind of people you're influencing, that doesn't make you a good reviewer. It makes you an asshole.
Yeah, that doesn't really change anything, since unlike That's So Jack, he didn't tell his fans to White Knight him or to attack other users. In all honesty, he has told his fans to not do this since his videos are made for fun, and he doesn't feel that the users he makes them on should be attacked for what they do. Though, you are one to talk about context, aren't you? Since you've misquoted Asa twice already in your video. Hell, Hardcore Kid screwed up by comparing Asa to That's So Jack in the video, and in turn, it hurts your argument right here as well.
Ace Salieri does seem like an intelligent bloke, but he's the type of guy who gains enemies fast because he tells it like it is.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it, and ostensibly that's how I ended up on your video.
Maybe with A-Log, but with everyone else, they just don't like your ego. They really don't like your execution of the videos, and I have to agree. Especially to all the people who criticize you.
And those people criticize him for the exact same reasons A-Log said. Those are the reasons he ended up in the video. You even said it yourself. It is because of how he makes his videos. He makes them by calling it like it is and as he sees a situation. Do you see how pointless your comment was?
You're a complete retard that wouldn't know good if it were to rape you repeatedly day after day to keep reminding you who it was.
Today, to commemorate how much I hate fags, but have no problem with homosexual people, we're going to bake fag cookies! That's right, fag cookies. Now, I know the red markings in these cookies are made from 100% blood of fag.
I love how he just skipped over that part entirely as well.
Yeah, especially since the second of the two video clips was a parody of another user, which was made to make fun of them. It would be like saying I hate homosexuals because I made a parody of the Hardcore Kid and his comments about homosexuals and people who make fun of others for being fat. While the first one is from a video so long ago that I'm surprised they used it, since people can obviously change that amount of time.
Does this automatically make me jealous of people who get handed $500,000 for saying shit and fuck a lot? No. I mean, are you jealous of the fact that I have more viewers than you do? Of course not. It's a ridiculous cop-out argument that lazy people use to not have to think.
Asa, you made a video bashing Reviewtopia after you got rejected and how Satan got accepted. And you even made comments against the site.
I don't know how many times I've said this in this video, but evidence! Proof! That is why he made the video. For the love of God, prove something for once and not just talk out of your ass.
My problem with A. Salieri is not that he dislikes what I like. My problem is his attitude and the execution of how he makes fun of it. Again, I know several people who like his videos, and that's perfectly fine. But as for me, I can't stomach them.
And you show as your example my parody of the food reviewer. So what you're saying is that you don't like my ridiculous, exaggerated parodies of some people, so therefore I must be an asshole?
Since when did the background clip have to be that specific to what they're talking about?
Since always, because when you put a clip, it is supposed to be of something that is an example of what you were talking about, or even evidence of what you're talking about. You know, that thing you constantly forget to bring up and actually provide?
Yes, it was footage of a parody that you did. So what? That's not the point he was trying to make. He was just trying to point out that, really, that you just have a giant ego and seem to attack any reviewer. Once again, you're just nitpicking the hell out of this. Anyway, there's really nothing else I can say on this video. The actual video, it might not be horrible, but really, to me, it just cried, "How dare you make fun of me? You're all idiots. I'm right, you're wrong."
Yes, it wasn't horrible, which is why you made a 24-minute response video to it. 1 year after the fact. Talk about late to the party with absolutely no date to go with. Now he will repeat himself and say that he is making a follow-up video, though because I've kept you here long enough, I will just say adieu and leave it with that.